Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. So we've got a viewer comment here, and this is in regards to the, I believe it was the unboxing video for the Nikon 28mm f1.8G lens that I just unboxed from Nikon. Sweet lens. Victor Umberto Maritigui Baracal. I hope I said that right, Victor. Maybe I'll just call you Vic. I own everything you present in this video except for the 28mm f1.8G. Instead, I got the 28mm 2.8D. Would you say there's a big difference in quality between these two? Thanks for the video. Yes and no. I guess it depends. The new one, the 28mm f1.8G, is sharper, is a better quality lens. Not so much build quality. The 28mm f2.8D is fine build quality, but as far as what it'll deliver, the new one is sharper overall, and especially sharper in the corners and the extreme corners. If you go to photozone.de, it's one of my favorite sites. If you want to just look at the numbers for how this both these lenses tests, you will see that the f1.8G is very decent right across the board, and you could see that the corners and the extreme corners are pretty darn good. They're not a big drop from the center sharpness. When we go over to the 28 f2.8D, your lens, Victor, you can see it's pretty decent in the center, but you get a fair bit of drop off for the corners, and especially even more so in the extreme corners. So this is where the newer 28mm f1.8G is a better lens, and I think you'd see this shooting it. Now that said, if you're enjoying your 28mm f2.8D and you're not, none of this is a problem for you, depending on what you're using it for, it's not necessary to always have the best performing lens in the corners. Like a lot of people, if you put vignettes on your photos normally, if you burn in the corners, if you want to shoot wide open and have your subject in focus and softer out of focus areas, well then you wouldn't really care how sharp your corners are. So it all depends on what you're doing here. Kirk Tuck talks about that a lot when he's writing on the Visual Science blog. He may like a lens that a lot of people don't like because they complain it's not sharp in the corners, but what he's using it for, it doesn't matter at all that it isn't sharp in the corners, as long as he's got that center sharpness on his subject. So that's what I want to point out as a caveat here. If you're happy with the performance of that lens, then don't bother with the 28 f1.8G. Like, it's not necessary. If what you're shooting could benefit from sharper corners and extreme corners, then maybe you want to look at it. And also you get the little bit faster aperture, and you also get I'm going to say that if you compare those two lenses, I haven't seen the exact test, but I'm going to almost certainly guess that the new coatings on the new 28 f1.8G are going to make it more resistant to flare, like all of them seem to be, and just better in adverse lighting situations that way. That's I'm going to almost guarantee you that's the case. So that might be something that's of interest too. So anyways, what do you guys think? Anybody else shooting the 28 f2.8D? The D, for those of you that don't know, is not a G lens in the sense that it doesn't have a built-in motor. So it requires one of the bodies, such as the D610, the D800, the D750, or like the 7000 series, the 7000, 7100, 7200, that can drive a non-AFS lens. And because the D series, that's how they were built. They didn't have the AFS lenses in them. The new G AFS lenses what that basically means is they have motors built in, and they work on all the cameras. And the lower end cameras now don't have a motor drive for those older style lenses. The lenses themselves have the motor built in. Anyways, what do you guys think? Let's have some comments below between the two 28s. Do you like the older 28 2.8D, or would you be more reasons why you'd go for the 28 f1.8G? Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon, and thanks for your question, Victor.